Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily Tesla report for Tuesday, December 6th, 2022. Sell off on Monday. I can show this chart here. We opened below this channel bottom today at 192.87. And it looks to me, well, it's not a stretch to say this, that we're bound to retest long-term support that begins at 175.39 and ends at 167.28. And that is the weekly channel bottoms that you can see here, the same levels, 167.28 to 175.39. This area is actually likely today if we break or open below 183.80. And 183.80 is this former channel top. It still has relevance on an intraday basis. So assuming we open below 183.80, we can quite easily fall to 175. Now it says 175.89 because this is the daily chart version. But I'm going to use 175.39, the weekly channel bottom, as our point. And it is in reach today, 175.39 down to 167.28. Once again, this channel bottom is 167.49 on the daily chart, but on the weekly chart, 167.28. So this is a wide zone, about 8 points wide, able to contain selling through Q1 and even perhaps into later 23, which shows up, I think, kind of right here. This is what is in reach above the 167.28 to 175.39 area over the next couple of months by the end of January, 242.85. And perhaps as we move into Q2, Q3 of next year, I wouldn't be surprised to see the 320s once again, but there's loads of little buy signals that need to occur on the way up from there. Let me talk about the possibility of closing below 167.28. Now, I would want to see that by a 1% margin, even on an intra-week basis. If we close below 165.61 today, that is a 1% violation of 167.28, and I need the 1% violation, what I call technical clarity. There are so many times long-term line studies where you close below or above key points, but not beyond the 1% threshold, and they come falling back or rallying back, the very next day or the very next week. So 165.61 settlement or lower today, I think is a stretch. I don't anticipate seeing it, but if so, 149.19 is in reach this week. And if we close below 167.28 by the 1% margin, 165.61 or lower, I'm going to show this chart again, which I know some of you hate to see in disbelief, but this is what I see. We've got a long-term head and shoulders formation that's playing out. I'm not a big believer in the sort of the determinist qualities of head and shoulders formations. Well, in fact, you really do need to see a settlement, a weekly settlement below the neckline, which I'm going to label as the 179.83, this pullback low following the left shoulder. You also have 172.94 as a downside 5/8 Fibonacci. And of course, we have those channel structures that I like to use as my primary support between 167.28 and 175.39. But if we getting back to this point, if we settle Friday, 165.61 or lower, and once again, we can close this week, today rather, at 165.61 or lower, and it indicates 149.19 within the week. But if we settle Friday, the week itself, below the 167.28 level by the 1% margin, 165.61 or lower, I'm looking at this band of channel support as our next longer term objective. This could be within 3 to 5 weeks. It could take the better part of 2 months, but it would become the next target as it continues its way down. And eventually, by July of 23, over the next 8 months or so, it continues all the way down to this March 2020 COVID low of 23.36. So that lower level I'm not anticipating, but what I can comfortably say is that if we settle 165.61 or lower on Friday, then yes, this descending channel support at 112.91 to 124.61 becomes a 1 to 2 month target. Just so you know, a wickedstocks.com membership delivers regular daily video analysis in the SPY and Triple Q, weekly video analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and a U.S. Treasury ETF, and 2 individual stock pick videos every week. Check out our other content by clicking the link below. Let's talk upside today. And before I do that, if you're watching right now, please click like each and every time you watch the daily Tesla report and the daily Apple report. It helps us out a great deal in being found on YouTube. Also, subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. You'll be provided notification each and every time new content has been uploaded, including the daily Tesla report and the daily Apple report. We're putting out a lot of material on our free Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. So let's talk upside today. If we were to push or open above 192.87, then we've got a significant reversal on our hand for the day. 202.70, I think, is in reach. If we push above 192.87, 202.70 is that longer-term descending speed line and combination 2-month channel top that can absorb weekly buying pressures and once tested fall off perhaps into later December back into this long-term support zone between 167.28 and 175.39. I have a lot of minor points here, all carefully chosen. If you're an aggressive day trader, you should probably pay attention to all of these levels, actually. Depends on your aggression, so to speak. If you're more than just one trade for the day, but you're trading back and forth a number of times a day, you may pay attention to all these points because they've all been carefully chosen. They're based on highs of lows, lows of highs, Fibonacci short-term, and also the next week or two. So there's that. But below 183.80, expecting 175.39 today, long-term support down to 167.28, which I've already outlined. Above 192.87, 202.70 in reach, where we can top out for the week, possibly into later December. And as I've been saying now for the last couple of weeks, it would be a settlement above 202.70 that would provide a meaningful buy signal through the balance of December. And I think then within 2 to 3 weeks of closing above 202.70, that long-term speed line that I showed earlier at 242.85 is likely. So we could reach this by the end of December if we close today, for instance, above 202.70. The 242.85 speed line likely to contain monthly buying pressures when tested. We could fall off from here in a meaningful way. And if we close above 242.85 in the weeks ahead, not going to happen anytime soon, but if so, then the 329.54 area becomes our next 2 to 3 to 5 month objective. I don't know what else there is to say beyond what I already have. Anything beyond this would be repetitious, so I'm going to leave it at that for Tuesday's Daily Tesla Report. Please click like and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with Wednesdays, and you have a great day.